Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Mister, good evening.
How are you today? Fine?
Good teacher.
Yes, mister.
Okay, very nice. Today we're going to study session number 11, which is teaching grammar and vocabulary. But first, I'm going to take attendance. Make sure that you answer. Okay, everybody, listen and say present. Activate your cameras. Cameras on, please. Okay, Aguirre.
I'm here, teacher. Good evening.
I can't see you, miss.
I'm sorry. I'm here.
Okay. Okay, Álvarez.
I'm here, mister.
Barberán.
Present, teacher.
Barzola. Barzola.
Present. Present.
Basurto.
Present, teacher.
Cedeño.
I'm here.
Yumikinga. Macías.
I'm here, sir. Good evening.
Teacher.
Maldonado.
Mister, good evening. I'm here.
Martínez.
Your teacher.
Mendoza.
Present.
Moreira.
I'm here, mister.
Pinargote.
I'm here, mister.
Pinargote.
I'm here, mister.
Salazar.
Present, teacher.
Sarmiento.
Present, teacher.
Torres. Torres.
I'm here, teacher.
Zúñiga.
Present, teacher.
Okay, we're gonna start with our class today. Remember, it's called session 11. That's teaching grammar and vocabulary. In this lesson, we're gonna apply engagement focus grammar vocabulary strategies in a live group PPP demonstration class. To start with, we're gonna quickly review the reading material. Remember that you need to read before class. And this time you will have to read this file, Students' Engagement in English Grammar Learning, which is on pages 56 to 64. This article is about grammar engagement, and we're gonna start. So first, let me share the link of this. I'm gonna share the link of the reading material. Okay, so you're going to read the text, the article, then take some points, take some notes on the main points. This article is about students' engagement in grammar learning. And once you get to the link, you click here, PDF, then you open and you'll have access to the file, okay? So please open the link, download the article, and review your notes. I'll give you 10 minutes to review your notes, okay? What are we gonna do now?
Read, sir.
We're gonna review your notes, or you can also read, okay? You have 10 minutes. You can turn off your camera now to read, it's okay. Okay, everyone, I hope you had time to review your notes and read the article. Now we're gonna do a Mentimeter task to show comprehension of the reading material. So you can find the QR code here to join, and also I'm gonna share the link. Find the link in the chat. Please, everybody join the quiz. Okay, we're gonna start with the quiz. Answer quickly to get more points. Okay, the question was, according to the study, what was the main difficulty students had when learning English grammar? We had 4 options. We had learning new vocabulary, memorizing grammar rules, reading long texts, and pronouncing words. The correct answer was memorizing grammar rules. That is one of the main issues that EFL learners have. Let's go to question number 2. The question, which teaching approach helped students feel more engaged and confident? In this case, the right answer was interactive and student-centered activities. Let's go to question number 3. Question 3 says, how did students' past learning experiences affect their motivation? And the right answer was positive experiences increased engagement. Remember that students feel motivated when they have positive experiences in the class. Okay, for example, a game can be a strategy for motivation. Next question, number 4. What was one main result about using technology in grammar teaching? It improved learning and confidence. It improved learning and confidence. That is one of the main advantages of using technology in grammar teaching. Question number 5. What teaching strategy does the study recommend to connect grammar theory with real use? In this case, flexible and student-centered strategy. Okay, regarding student-centered strategies, I'm going to ask you this question. Explanation, explicación. Is explanation student-centered strategy? Please answer in the chat, yes or no. Is explanation a student-centered strategy? Type your answer in the chat, please. Is explanation a student-centered strategy? La explicación es una estrategia centrada en el estudiante. Is explanation a student-centered strategy? The answer is no. Thank you, Pablo. No. A student-centered strategy is something in which the student speaks more and the teacher speaks less, okay? So you need to think about something that makes the students learn, but not the teacher says what it is to be learned. So basically, I have another question for you. It's problem-based learning. Is problem-based learning a student-centered strategy? What do you think? Is problem-based learning a student-centered strategy? Yes or no? Aprendizaje basado en problemas. Problem-based learning. Is it a student learning strategy? Student-based? Yes, that's right. A student-centered strategy is problem-based learning. Why? Because the student finds a solution to a problem, not the teacher, okay? So the teacher only asks a question and the student finds the solution to the question, okay? One more. Dictation, dictado. Is dictation a student-centered strategy? What do you think? Dictation, is it student-centered? That's right. No, dictation is not a student-centered strategy. Why? Because in a dictation, the teacher dictates words, vocabulary, phrases, dialogues, and the student only writes. So that is not student-centered approach. And finally, is gamification a student-centered strategy? Gamification, is it student-centered? That's right. Gamification is a student-centered strategy because the students participate, students talk, students play, and the teacher only guides. Okay? So, in a nutshell, in a student-centered strategy, who speaks more? The teacher or the student? Who speaks more? The teacher or the student? That is correct. The students speak more and the teacher speaks less. Okay? Remember this. When you plan your classes, you need to think about something that makes your students speak. Okay? Do not be like, this is the verb to be. I am, you are, he is. That is not student centered. You need to think about maybe a conversation or a role play or a game, something that involves your students to speak. Let's go to the next question and the last one, number 6. Question number 6 is, in this case, this is personal. What strategies from the article would you use in your demo class? What strategies from the article would you use in your demo class? Okay, there is no correct answer because this is personal. What strategies from the article would you use in your demo class? We have role plays. Okay, but I have a question. In the article, did you see role plays? Role plays in the article. No, role plays are not mentioned in the article. Gamification, is it stated in the article? No. Guys, you didn't read the article. Games, okay, that's not in the article. In my demo class, I would apply game-based strategies. Okay, nice, but this is not in the article. According to the article, I'm sorry?
I didn't answer.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, let's quickly revise the article. You will find that some of the suggestions to teach grammar are constructivist methods, in this case, communicative approaches, such as real conversations, this is one strategy, practical solutions, rule-based instruction, discovery, active learning, practical applications. We also have supportive classroom, okay? There's another part in the article that states that technology is also important. So think about technology like mobile phones or mobile apps and educational games. You can use them. And remember, technology offers instant feedback than traditional methods. So it's a good idea to be used. Okay, so you have learned some strategies for grammar teaching or for teaching grammar. Now we're gonna learn more for teaching vocabulary. Let's watch the following video that explains some tips to teach vocabulary in English. Are you ready? So let's watch the video and take notes. Your notes are important because you will have these notes to help you with your demo class, okay? Don't forget to keep your camera activated. Some of you have their cameras off and I can't see you. Thank you for your cooperation. Let's start watching the video.
So she gives them the first word, go, and then she's drilling them again in a very natural kind of way. Tattoo. Good. So I think for most people, for most teachers, when it comes to presenting language to a class, the classic way, the default way is to just write the word on the board and then just sort of expect the learners to know what that word means and how we can use it. Yeah. We're going to look at an alternative way of presenting language from an expert. So in this class, students are going to listen to a song and Laura needs to pre-teach them a set of vocabulary in order to be able to do that well.
Right, what about here? What can you see here in this picture?
Okay, so she's shown an image, doesn't say what it is, and she's asking the general question of what do you see? Hopefully the words that they say, Laura can latch onto and narrow in. Let's see what the learners say in response to this picture.
Good, very good, but stronger than an agreement. When two people get married, they say, I will do things, I will be good, da, da, da. They make a promise. Very good.
Narrowing in, right? She's stronger than an agreement. And then she uses her mouth. And then as soon as she does that, the learner's like, promise. And now what does she?
Okay, I have a question for you in the class. Is the teacher speaking Spanish or English?
English.
Very good. So the teacher uses English to explain vocabulary. Do students know how to speak English? These students, do they know how to speak English or they're learning?
They are learning, but they have an advanced level.
They don't have advanced level, actually. They have a very basic vocabulary level.
Oh, really?
But yeah, but the teacher is using tips to make her understand. These students are Chinese, so they don't speak English as their native language. But the teacher is using strategies to make her understand without speaking Chinese as the first language. So do we have to speak Spanish in our classes?
No, we don't.
Yeah, like Spanish can be the very last option. When you don't have more options, you can speak Spanish. But in this video, you will learn some tips to teach vocabulary without speaking Spanish, only English. Look.
You do with the word promise, let's see.
Promise. Promise. So when two people get married, they need to keep the promise, right? Keep a promise. Keep. If they don't keep a promise, we say they broken. Very good. But
now she's using, what does this mean? When she uses her
Signs?
body language. Yes, she uses body language to show comprehension. For example, what does this mean?
Silence.
That's right. I'm using body language and I'm not saying silencio because you don't need it. As long as you make your students understand the second language by not using the first language, that would be great. Yes, Joyce, what's your question so far?
Teacher, do you think that it's more easy to learn a language when your environment is completely out of your language? Like if you speak Spanish, for example, these people, they are Chinese as you say, and they have to learn in English with the English. So like they are forced to keep the language. Like in our cases that we are in Ecuador and we're learning English, and mostly of the time we have to use our Spanish to understand some stuff. Do you think that make the process more difficult for us?
Yes, it does. It does make the process more difficult, but at the same time, it challenges your brain to activate something that is called language awareness. When you have language awareness, you can understand, you can speak naturally. So you don't need to be translating in your mind. You don't have to be like, ¿cómo se dice esto? What do you say this in English? Instead of that, your brain thinks naturally because you have been exposed to the language. Yes, using the target language makes the process a little bit difficult, but also depends on the teacher. When the teacher uses the right tips, the students learn in a way that they can speak naturally. And yes, sometimes we need to speak Spanish or maybe a mix because there are words that are difficult to explain with examples, pictures, and you need to say it, but only few words, okay? The process is difficult at first, but then your students learn to understand what you're saying, okay? Like you. I don't know if you remember when you were in second semester, some of you didn't understand when I spoke and you were complaining, teacher, speak Spanish. But now you understand more, okay?
Yes, teacher. But what do you think? Is it better that when we teach to someone, we just speak in English, or we should allow the students to speak in English and Spanish or in Spanglish?
I mean, students are allowed to speak whatever, speak Spanish, English, but you as a teacher should only speak English. Because if they don't listen to the language, they will never learn how to understand it. Porque si le habla español, nunca van a escuchar inglés. That's why you need to always speak to them in English, in the target language. Yeah, but let's learn some tips for you.
Not broken, but break. Break. Very good.
So we often say keep a promise. We often say break a promise. And she's trying to elicit that from the learners in order to build upon this isolated word of promise and expand their knowledge, basically, about this word.
Break.
So another technique that the teacher is using is called elicitation. Let me type it in the chat. Elicitation is when you draw the answers from your students. For example, you use a complement and you say, keep. What do you keep? A promise. And you, a promise. You break a promise. You go home, or you go to school, or you go to anybody? Go to
fun or park.
go to the park, go to
Um,
yes, and they learned go to by using elicitation and complements.
Which one's good to do? Keep a promise? Very good.
Which one is good to do? This is a really good concept checking question, or
What is a concept checking question? Please use ChatGPT. What is a concept checking question?
questions, no.
Yes, that's in few words. Yes, no question. Very good, Jennifer. For example, do you like ceviche or encebollado?
I like it, so yeah.
Ceviche.
And when you use a concept checking question, you usually give your students options to choose. They need to have the options to understand. Okay? For example, Cesar Moreira. Is your first name Pablo or Peter?
My first name is Pablo.
You see, it's easier to understand when you give them options. Okay? For example, what is your favorite color? Oh, okay. But if you say, which is your favorite color? Green or yellow? Red or blue? You give your students options. Okay. True or false? Quito is the capital of Ecuador. True or false?
True.
Okay. And they understand because it's true, false. You see, concept checking questions are important in teaching vocabulary.
CCQ. And you want to continuously do that after each presentation of any new word that you've introduced, because it really consolidates what the learners have understood from what you've just taught them.
So again, keep a promise. Keep a promise. Break a promise.
What is the teacher doing? The teacher is asking the students to do what?
Repeat.
Listen and repeat.
Well,
Do you think listen and repeat is good for
No,
pronunciation?
mister.
no,
No.
No, mister.
That's
It's not bad, but it's traditional. If you want to be more modern teachers, you don't want to use listen and repeat. Instead of that, you can ask or prepare questions for your students. The more questions you ask, the more they will understand the pronunciation. For example, do you always go to work by car? Do you always go to work by car? They learn by car, by having the conversation. So instead of listen and repeat, you can use a conversation, you can use a role play, or you can use true, false. That also helps. One more question. Flavio, do you break a promise when you are engaged?
No, mister.
No?
Because,
Okay. Yes?
no, mister, because when you do a promise, you have the word and you have to honor and you have to respect this word or this trait. Treat?
Okay. Very nice. So remember, one strategy instead of listen and repeat is a conversation with your student. We use the word promise many times. My question was for promise. Flavio's answer was promise, 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 and they learned that the word is promise, not promise, not promise, but promise. You see? The more you use the vocabulary in a conversation, the better the pronunciation of your student will be.
Michelle, can you try?
Keep a promise.
Very good. And Jodie, can you try this one?
Performance.
Very good. Break a promise.
Instead of separating it into its three parts, break a promise, instead she said it in a much more natural way, like you and I would say it, connected the k from the break to the of the next word. So it sounds more like break her promise, break her promise, break her promise.
Break a promise. Very good. Very good. What do you think has happened here in this picture?
Now the teacher is using another strategy. What is the strategy? Is it a picture or a movie?
Picture.
It's a picture. You see, it's easier to answer when I give you options. Okay, so is the teacher using visuals or a movie? It's using pictures. Very good. Remember, use options to teach vocabulary.
Another picture, another elicitation question.
Try and put it in the present. Lost is past. I want the present. Very good. Good. How do you spell that?
Spelling is another technique that you can use to teach vocabulary, especially pronunciation. How do you spell promise? How do you spell promise?
P-R-O-I-S-E.
Promise.
Very good. So another technique is that you use your mouth to help your students. You don't say the sounds, but you move your mouth. And the students will understand, oh, it's P.
Good. So you say you can lose something, right? You can lose a key, for example. Like lose.
Now the teacher is using an object. What do we call this strategy in teaching? When we use real objects around us, what is called? Remember? For example, you use a remote control to turn on the air conditioning. Remote control. What do we call this strategy in English?
Real eye context, no?
Realia. Yes, Jennifer. Realia. Let me type it in the chat box. You need to remember these concepts. Realia is the technique in which you use objects around you to teach. That's another way to teach vocabulary. Do you like water or you like your cell phone? You see, I'm using real objects. That is realia to teach.
Lose.
Yeah, I've done this before.
Lose.
What else can you lose? Okay, so you can lose something. You can also lose.
Again, that parallelism, lose something, lose.
Now she's using a strategy called parallelism. She is using a prompt and the students complete the prompt. For example, you lose your cell phone or you lose the remote control or you lose your charger. You see? Lose. That is a prompt and they complete the word. Okay? That's called parallelism.
Some
Very good. So
to make the gap a bit shorter for them.
someone.
That information gap.
Good. What about these guys? Yes. Do you think they've been together for a long time or a short time? Long time, right? So we can say they have stayed together. Stayed. Yeah.
Lots of CCQs, lots of 50-50s.
So do we have to use a lot of CCQs in our class?
Yeah,
Do we
teacher.
have to use a lot or a few CCQs?
A lot.
A lot of comprehension questions. Do you like this? Yes or no? True or false? This is true, this is false. You give your students options. That's how you teach. Remember, you are not gonna teach, this is the present simple, blah, 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 blah. That is traditional. Please eliminate those memories from your other teachers.
Yeah, when you're asking a question to check that the learners have understood something, the more binary it is, the better it is normally. So here, what Laura's done is they say, if you stay together, are you together for a long time or a short time? That's
So again,
there's only two options. To check that the learners have understood something, the more binary it is, the better.
remember, use binary questions. Only two options, not 4, not 3 options, only 2. That makes comprehension easier.
It is normally. So here, what Laura's done is they say, if you stay together, are you together for a long time or a short time? That's a
You see, for a long time or for a short time, only 2 options.
really good example of a 50-50 question because there's only 2 options there and only one of them is the right answer and they're opposites.
If you stay together, do you ever separate or do you always stay together?
That's another example of giving options. Do you separate or you stay together? Separate or stay together?
Good. So they've been together.
And they're speaking English, you see? They're not speaking Chinese or Spanish. They're speaking the language. But the teacher is helping them with options. Okay?
Together for, I can say, a lifetime.
Let me give you one more example. Daniela, are you in 4th semester or in 5th semester?
In I'm fifth semester.
You see, we had a conversation. Daniela learned to say fifth, not five. Fifth semester, because that's an ordinal number, okay? And she could understand because I used a CCQ, okay? Keep this in mind to teach vocabulary.
Hablemos de velocidad y confianza. Ella es Vero, gamer, streamer y multitasker. Graba, transmite y chatea.
Okay.
Good, good, good. What about here? What can you see?
Leave it home.
Do we have to use pictures to teach vocabulary? Yes or no? Do we have to use pictures to teach vocabulary?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, pictures are necessary to understand vocabulary without using the first language, Spanish. Because I could have said salir de la casa, right? But if I say, look, he's leaving home, leaving, okay? And okay, leaving. You know, that's how you learn naturally.
Try and use the word go. Go.
She's giving them some clues, right? So she gives them the first word, go, and then she's using body language to show them, is it come?
So when you use body language, what do we call this? It's a strategy. You use body language. Do you remember the name?
Eclectic.
Come on, keep trying. It's a strategy used for children. You remember? For children.
Maybe typical physical response.
Total physical response. Yes, Pablo, TPR. Please, you need to remember these concepts. Total physical response, TPR, is use your body language to teach. For example, if I say this, look, you see, it's better to say, look. You see its difference? If I don't use my body language, it's more difficult for students to understand what I'm saying. Silence, please. Shh. They are going to understand, right? So use your body language. That's
Or is it like
strategy.
away, right? Let's see if they get it.
Go, go. I heard it over here. Go.
So they're almost there. She gives them the first letter.
I heard it. Good. Go away.
Really good. So that's like another way that you can elicit, right?
Another way, what she's using is using opposites or antonyms. Do you know opposites in English? For example, what's the opposite of big?
Small.
Small. What's the
Small.
opposite of go?
Went.
The opposite. Go,
The opposite, come.
come. You see? I use opposites to teach vocabulary too. That's another strategy.
By doing the first letter, prompting them, and seeing if they get it then as well.
Away. Very good. Very good, Via. It's a record. Record.
Oh, I like what she's done there as well. She's marked the stressed syllable.
So marking the stressed syllable also helps your student understand where the stressed syllable is. For example, there is the word and I use stressed syllables. I use the stress, it's here. So we don't say computer, we don't say computer, but we say computer. Computer, this is the stressed syllable, you see? And same here, record, record. So you can use this technique to teach pronunciation.
Because the student said record, like the verb instead of record, like the noun, which is what Laura wanted here. So marking that stress with a circle.
Really good.
Really good way.
What about this guy?
Visual representation of stress.
Yeah, the print on the skin is a. Say it again. Sasu. Yeah. Sasa. Sorry. Tattoo.
And she's done the stress syllable again, the visual with the circle on tattoo.
So marking the stress syllable is good for pronunciation or for vocabulary? Marking,
Both.
yes, for pronunciation, to understand how it is pronounced.
So say he has a.
She's given them a sentence stem so that they can complete it by using the same word again, so that she can again check that they know where the stress is.
Tattoo. Two sounds. Stress is on the second. Tattoo. Good. I have a tattoo, and my husband has a tattoo. We have the same tattoo.
Now she's teaching conjunction, verb conjunction. She's not saying, repeat, I have, she has, She's having a conversation and she's saying, look, he has a tattoo and I have a tattoo here, okay? We have a tattoo, you see? And she's teaching not only the word tattoo, but also the verb have. I have, he has, she has, but in a real conversation, okay? Not in an explanation. You see?
Nice. She's bringing in some personal aspect into this word as well. That's always really good.
It's the same. It's a heart. I have a heart, and he has a heart.
Emotion.
You see, I have a heart, she has a heart. Now they're learning, I have, she has, we have. Okay, he has. You see? That's grammar.
Emotionally engaging them is always a really good idea.
So they're the same. So we can say they are matching. Matching.
So this is really good because she's linking her personal experience to the actual word that she wants to teach them as well, and using a different color to denote that collocation aspect from before. We more often than not say matching tattoos, which is why matching tattoos has a stronger correlation than say we have identical tattoos.
Good. So matching tattoos.
So she used personal experiences to teach. That's another way. You use personal experiences. I am a teacher. You are?
You are a student.
Okay. And we are people. You see? Now you're learning the verb to be. I am, we are, he is, etc. But with a conversation. You see? Not with an explanation. Repeat, I am, repeat, she is, repeat. That is traditional. So using personal experiences is another tip to teach vocabulary and grammar too.
You have the same tattoo?
Yeah.
Good.
CCQ, concept checking
Does
question
anyone
again.
have a matching tattoo? Just me. Good. Okay. So one more time.
Make a wish.
Okay.
Good. So now we're
keep a
reviewing
promise.
the words again with the images.
You can also have. I heard Sasa say it earlier. You can also say make a promise.
That's called collocations. Collocations is the use of different words to associate vocabulary. For example, you say, watch a movie. Watch. What else?
Television.
Watch television. Watch
A computer.
the computer. So as you see, we use collocations to help understand the word. Collocations.
So that's really good as well.
So when you're
She's
saying,
including
"I will,"
words from the actual learners and she's making it part of the core word set here.
you're making a promise. Keep a promise.
Trilling them again in a very natural kind of way.
Lovely, lovely. Good. Lose. Lose. For example. Yeah. So do they break apart if they stay together?
Good example of another concept checking question, CCQ there. Nice and
Good, so
quick.
we can say they-
Only yes or no.
Yes, no questions. Remember, that's a good binary CCQ. Yes, no. Yes, no. As simple as that.
For example. Yeah. So do they break apart if they stay together?
Good example of another concept checking question, CCQ there. Nice and
Good, so
quick.
we can say they-
Only yes or no.
Right, yeah, because they stay together, right?
Go away.
Go away.
Using the same body language, away, away.
Get away.
So when she's using this, what is she doing?
Run.
Running.
Yeah, she's running, and that is body language, TPR.
Good. Yuki, can you try?
Get away.
Get away.
I would not ask my students to repeat and repeat and repeat. That is just a clarification.
Very good. Helen, you try?
Get away.
Very good. And May, can you try?
So instead of asking them to repeat, what can we do? Do you remember? Instead of asking them to repeat, we can make them what?
Improve the pronunciation.
Actually, they can have a
Todo.
Conversation.
conversation. Yes, remember,
Conversation.
do not over ask your students to listen and repeat. Listen and repeat. No. Use a conversation. Hey, do you get away with your parents? Do you leave your home at 7 o'clock? Yes, no, yes, no. That's how you can do, okay?
Really nice natural sounding pronunciation from the learners here because of Laura's
This is
very
a-
natural modeling. That's really good.
Record. Record player. All of these words are in the song.
So this technique then that Laura used to present language is useful literally whenever you've got like a set of words to teach students. The summary part, the reason why she was able to go so quickly was because they had internalized that language really, really well as a result of her teaching it systematically, eliciting it with an image, pronouncing the words in a very natural kind of way, and then also asking relevant, short, binary CCQs to cement that information. Really good. So you can see there's nothing really complicated about presenting language well.
Okay, that was the end of the video. I have a final question for you. Did Laura is the teacher, did she use student-centered or teacher-centered approach? What do you think?
Student-centered approach.
Student-centered
Approach.
Okay, in my opinion, she used more a teacher-centered approach. Even though she was not too traditional, she was there always speaking and speaking and speaking and speaking, right? But what you can do instead is, okay, you speak a little and then you make your students do something, like work in pairs, work in groups, okay? But yes, she kind of used student-centered and she has good strategies, actually, very good. But remember, a student-centered means that the student speaks more and the teacher speaks less, okay? Who speaks more? The student, okay? Yes, Flavio.
Mister, excuse me. Can we use both approach?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can use both. You can use both approaches, student-centered and teacher-centered approach. However, you need to think about your students' level. For beginners, it's kind of better to use these techniques. But for more advanced level students, you can use a more student-centered approach, such as PBL or gamification, etc. But yes, you can use both. I highly suggest this, and I actually use that. I kind of I can I would say that I rarely use a teaching center approach. I don't like to be speaking and speaking and speaking, but instead I make you speak. You see, that's a trick.
Mister,
So
excuse me, but you told us at the beginning they are beginners. But if they are beginners to speak a lot, for example, she was speaking, but for me it was a little bit difficult to understand all the sentence. But when she repeat and this, it's like a conversation. It was easy to understand. But
right.
yeah,
But the problem, Mister, is that the conversation is not a student. It's students, teacher, teacher, students. That is the problem. Okay, and that is something that I have to point out, that a student-centered approach would be, for example, okay, we have these questions. Practice the questions in pairs, and then we start talking. Pablo, do you go home by bus? And Pablo asked me, Hawk, do you go home by bus? Yes, no, but we're working in groups, not with the teacher, but student. That is what I want you to remember. Yes, her techniques are really good. I love them. But when you have your class, think about something that make your students talk, not you, because what happens if you are not there? Students are not going to do anything. But if you are not there, students know what to do. Okay, Pablo, let's work together in pairs. Let's do, okay, this. We know how to work. Okay, so think about this when you prepare your next demo class. Any questions? Yes, Pablo.
Teacher, I have no question. I think that these techniques is better when the depending of the teacher, because when for example, if I teacher in this school, it have the source to show these pictures. For example, this a complicated use the strategy, but I use other strategy. For example, use objects or use another strategy to teach this.
Yeah, like body language too. Yeah,
Yes,
Pablo. Very good. You need to think about what do I have in my classroom to teach? Oh, this and that. Well, also I use my cell phone to teach. Sometimes when I don't have my projector or whatever, I only Google whatever. For example, look, this is a house. You see? I use my phone. It is what I have, but I can show my students, look, a house, look, a house. Oh, teacher, a house. And still you can use it. So it's all about creativity, Pablo. Yes. Okay, any other questions? Are you ready for your demo class? Look, this is what we need to do. You in groups, you're gonna have to create a demo class. Do you remember the group rubric? This rubric, do you remember it? Say yes or no.
Yes, teacher.
Very nice. So we're gonna use this rubric to assess your teaching practice. So in your demo class, remember it's an 8 to 10-minute demo class. You need to record a video because we don't have time to present live, but you have to record a video. I will create a space on the virtual platform for you to submit the link, okay? And remember, you need to have a lesson plan. Do you remember the format?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Where do you get the performance criteria skills? From ChatGPT or from the curriculum?
From the curriculum.
From the curriculum. You see, I gave you options. Remember, options. Always give your students options and they will understand. PPP execution and digital physical materials such as games, visuals, realia, interactive tasks. I highly suggest to start using Mentimeter. Mentimeter is a good platform that allows your students to learn vocabulary or grammar and then engage them in technology. Okay? So use Mentimeter in this class. You can ask them a question. For example, are you writing at the moment? Yes, no. And they're learning the present continuous. Are you writing at the moment? Okay? That's an example. And finally, clear group performance. So once you join to the groups, you need to remember that you need to disconnect, record your video, and submit it on the platform. Do you have any final questions? No more questions? Okay. So the attendance is already registered. I have
No, Mister.
noticed. Okay, I have noticed all of you are here. Now you are going to work in groups. You're gonna create your demo classes. Flavio, is the teacher going to speak a lot?
No, Mister.
You
Is
love speaking.
the
Have you realized that you love speaking in your classes? You're like blah, 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 blah. You need to shorten that and instead make your students speak. Ask them questions. Make them work in groups or pairs, okay? The teacher only sees, listens, and gives feedback, okay? All right, let's form the groups then. And once you get to the groups, you disconnect and that'll be all for now, okay? You have until 9:30 to finish this work. I thank you all for your attention. See you next time. Have a good night.